Hello everyone! In this video, I'm going to show you how I decorate my planner for the week before I begin inking on my page or my pages. What you're looking at right now is the week of that begins on May 30th, and that would be on Monday, and it goes through the 5th of June, which would be the following Sunday. It's hard to believe that we are already a few days away from the beginning of June. We're halfway to Christmas already, and it seems like I just took my tree down. So, planning is very important because time just whizzes by and you blink and 6 months have gone by. So, planning is really, really important because there's a lot that we want to do. There's a lot we're tracking, and it's really important to get it down and out of your brain, out of your head, so that you can relax, so that you can be creative. And most of us are very creative. If we're planners, we're creative. The planner version that you are looking at on my screen right now is the newest to the iPlanner family. This is called the Companion Planner. The reason it's called the Companion Planner is because it comes with a printable version so that you can print it out and either use one for business and one for personal, or you can manually sync them. There are no sync features between the digital and the printable. If you want to keep them in sync, you would match them up during your short-term 10 to 15 minute daily planning sessions. I tend to write mostly in my digital planner, and I do most all my planning in my digital planner. And then at the end of the day, I sync it to my printable planner so that they both match. I like to keep all my planning for both of my businesses and my personal in one place. So I don't use one for one purpose and one for the other. The only reason that I have a printable paper version is because I have so many customers that prefer paper and printable, and I have to use it if I'm going to sell it. So I do use it, and I love my printable version. It's decorated really pretty. I've got pretty cover and aluminum discs, and I just love looking at it every day. I love opening it and I love decorating in it because it's so pretty. And one day I'm going to do a video where we'll flip through my printable planner. But today we're only going to be on the iPad, the iPlanner digital version. Okay, so like I said, this is the companion layout. This is the companion planner, and it's actually my favorite because it's very minimalistic. There is not a lot of color on my pages so that I'm free to decide what colors I want to use for the week. So the first thing that I like to do when I begin planning, and this is during my Sunday night 30 minutes to an hour planning. This is when I decorate my page before the week begins. And then I put my ink in and I plan. I look at my master task list and I start plugging things in where I see that I have time. I plug in all my appointments that I've collected in my monthly view. I do all this on Sunday night. And then, of course, each night before I'm ready to go to bed or at the end of the day, I do a 10-minute walkthrough with my planner just to make sure that the things that I actually planned for that day got done. If they didn't, then I move some things over to the following day or later on in the week. And I've been doing this for so long that it just runs just really smooth. I do the same thing every night. I do the same thing every week, and it goes very quickly. And no 2 weeks look the same as far as my color scheme and my theme and the papers that I use and the stickers that I use. I'm inspired every week and I want to look at my planner. I want to be in it. I want to add ink to it. I want to fill it up because I don't want white space. By the end of the week, I want to see a work of art in my planner. All right, so let's get going. The first thing that I do is I like to cover up these headers, the banners on the cells. So what I do for this, and it's really easy, I just tap and hold, and I tap image, and I go to my photos where I've saved all the pattern papers that I plan to use for this week. So here I am in my camera roll, and I'm going to go with lavender or kind of dark lavender color scheme. Now here, this is just a 12 by 12 pattern paper. This is actually part of the collection called Whimsy that is available in the iStore. And like I said, everything that I'm using to decorate this week will be linked below. So naturally, this paper is way too big for me to just do a small banner strip. And if I were to make it smaller, it makes it a smaller square. It doesn't make it a rectangle. So what you're going to want to do, and I failed to mention, for those of you that are new to the iPlanner and digitally speaking, and if this is the first time that you have ever seen any of my iPlanner videos, I use Goodnotes for my iPlanner. Goodnotes is a note-taking app, and you can purchase it in the iTunes store, and it's very inexpensive. I think it's $5 or $6. I've owned it for so long, I really don't know what it sells for right now, but I think it's somewhere around $5 or $6. The reason that I love Goodnotes is because it has all the features that I need to use my planner. So since I can't resize the paper by dragging one of these nodes, I'm going to have to crop this, and I'm going to have to crop it to the size of these headers. So to crop it, while I am still in edit mode, and I know that I'm in edit mode because I can see a green handle right here. If you're not in edit mode, if you just see your page like this, you can tap and hold and then tap edit, and then you're in edit mode. You're only in edit mode when you see this green handle. Now I'll just show you one other thing. You can lasso and get choices, but edit is not part of those choices when you lasso. You have to tap and hold and select edit, and then you have your green handle, and your green handle actually allows you to rotate. And I love that feature for some of the other things that I use in my iPlanner. But another thing that it allows you to do is when you tap, you have the option to crop. So I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of guesstimate for now and drag this one handle up to about where I think I'm going to be wanting to crop. I'm going to select done. And there is an undo button if you crop out too much. So let's see how close I got. I got pretty close. I'm going to tap and crop again, just a little bit more. And that's just about perfect as far as the length. But here you can see I need to crop out some of the width. So I'm going to tap again and crop. And I'm also realizing that I have 1, 2, and almost the very corner of the third stripe is where I'm going to want to crop. So I'll just drag this over. And it's about perfect. When I zoom in, you can see how nicely that fits. Now this may seem a little tedious, but it's no more tedious than a paper planner or traditional planner where you're cutting paper and you're gluing. One of the neat things, and this is one of the features that I love about Goodnotes, is that you can copy and paste. So now that I have one banner already set up, I can simply make sure that the lasso tool is selected, and I can lasso. And I like to lasso big circles with the handle down here because this is where I use my drag, where I put my finger and drag. So I'll just tap and copy. and tap and paste. So now I've got two of them already. And I'll zoom in just to make sure that I get it nice and centered. And then I'm going to tap and hold and paste again and get that third one. Now, unfortunately, we can't lasso these 3 days and drag them over here to the second half of the week because there's 4 days. So this is where we have to do this process again. So this will be good review. I'm going to tap and hold, tap image, tap photos, go to my camera roll, and this time I'm going to choose the black paper. I'm going to get really creative here and do the first half of the week in purple or lavender and the second half in black and white. So again, I'm going to crop. So I'll just tap and crop, drag my handle up as far as I think it may be. And like I said, there's an undo button. The undo button is right here. And if I crop too much, I can always come up and undo. Now here you could see it's way too long, but it's a little short. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it to make it fit the width. And when you're trying to resize, one of the things that you need to be aware of is it just doesn't resize on one side. It's resizing the other side at the same time. So I just kind of roll my finger a little bit on the screen when I think I'm close. So let's just see what the other side looks like. Almost. Remember, once I get this right, I'll be able to just copy and paste into the rest of them. And this to me is no different than using paper because it would be just as time consuming. Okay, so I have it the width exactly that I want. I'm going to tap and hold and tap edit, and then I'm going to tap again and crop. And I'm just going to pull that handle up just a little bit at a time. And I have just a little bit more to go. This one's very slight. And there I am. If I zoom in real close on the sides, it looks good to me. So now I'm going to lasso again, tap inside the lasso, copy, and then press and hold outside the lasso and paste. And I'm going to zoom in so I can line this up. And then I'm going to tap and hold again and paste in here. So now you can see that my week is beginning to get a little more colorful, a little more custom. The next thing that I like to do is add task flags. Now, as you can see here, there's 3 sections. There's 1, 2, and 3. And this top section I like to use for my tasks. And the second section I like to use for my schedule, which would be appointments that are pretty much written in stone because they're with somebody else or somewhere that I need to be. So that's what I like to use this area for. And then this area down here, I like to track my water, my exercise, my sleep, my mood, and my meals. And that's what I do down here. So let's start with here. I'm going to decorate my tasks section with some task flags. And like I said, anything that I use in this video, I will be linking below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap and hold and go to image. And what I want now are my planner tools. So I'm going to go to my Dropbox where I know I have those filed on my computer and go to my stickers folder. And here's my planner tools. Now let me just mention, everything that you purchase from the iStore comes with 3 different files. You have PNGs, you also have PDFs in case you want to print and use it in your paper planner. And then you also have a .key, which is a Keynote file. The Keynote file can be used with iDesign. What I like about having the Keynote file is I can go over to my Keynote and I can customize this any color that I want. However, those of you that don't want to learn Keynote or use Keynote or have iDesign, I have provided PNG files that have quite a few colors already to choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and get, I know the file is called Task Flags, and I know that it's a PNG that I want. So this is the one that I'm going to tap. And now you can see there's probably 100 or more, 200 maybe here. And I only need one of these. And I want to use probably a black and white one. So I'm going to have to crop again. So I'll just tap and crop. And I just want to get over to the black without being fussy about it. I'm going to say done. And then I'm going to tap and crop again. And now I can see everything a little bit better. And I think I'm going to use the hexagon shape flags. I'm going to say done. And one more time, just to fine tune, I'm going to crop some more. And now, of course, I'm going to have to resize so that it fits. I want one hexagon per line. So this is going to be just a little more trial and error, just like the headers were. And I'm just actually just holding on to this handle and just lightly, slightly moving it to resize it. And there I think I've got it perfect. And again, I'm going to use the copy and paste so that I can set one up on each day. So I'll copy. And once you get it set up and resized, you don't have to resize it again. That's the beauty of this copy and paste. So I've got the first half of the week, 2 more days left, and there we go. Now my week is getting a little more functional, getting closer to being ready for the ink. All right, so this is my task area, and then this is where I like to put appointments. So I also have in the same planner tools, stickers, the time slots. So I'm going to press and hold. I'm going to image. I'm going to go to my Dropbox where I know that I have that file. And it's the same file that I'm navigating to, or the same folder, but just a different file. I go to stickers. And so now what I'm looking for are my time slots. And as you can see, there's time slots here that are blank. So if you want to fill in your own times. And then there's time slots that go from 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30, and they actually take up 2 cells or 2 rows on your planner. So I don't want the ones that are pre-printed. I want to get the blank ones. And it's always the PNG file that you want to get because the PNG file has a transparent background. You don't want the preview JPEG because the background is not transparent. And this is actually a way smaller, less quality, and it's only for viewing on the website and then viewing inside the folder. So you don't want the JPEG, you want to make sure that you get the PNG. So I'm going to tap the time slots blank PNG. And again, I'm faced with a bunch of time slots. So I'm going to tap and crop. And now I need to decide what color I want to use. And I'm thinking, since I used black for the task flags, I think I'm going to go ahead and choose the lavender. And I just did a rough crop. I'm going to tap again and crop a little finer tuning. And we'll have to resize this. The time slots are designed when you resize them down to fit exactly and line up with the lines in each row. So here you can see this line and this line and this line and on down go along with all the lines in the planner. I could actually move this over just a little bit. So I need to put my time in, and I'm just going to go ahead and ink my time. You can also put text in where you type it if you don't like your handwriting, but I like to write. So I'm going to tap and hold and zoom in, and I want my ink to be white. So, and I like my day to start at 7. So I'm going to just do 7, 8, 9, 11, and I'm just writing on my iPad screen with my stylus. And between the hours of 7 and 6 are pretty much the only hours that I would actually have appointments. So I don't really need much later than that. But if you do, if you schedule a lot later, and if you like to schedule on the 30 minutes on the, half on the hour, then you can use the time slots that do 7 and then it skips one and does 8 and it skips one and does 9, and they're pre-numbered already for you. But the only thing is that you'll need to put 7 to 11 here and then 12 to 6 here, or 12 to 7, I don't remember what it is. So you'll actually be using 2 rows for scheduling. So if you schedule a lot, if you're a student, you have classes, then you would probably want to use 2 cells for that. And then you can just do your tasks and combine your tracking up here. All right, so let's say that I had an appointment at 7:30, just for grins. Let me go back to my black ink. I would just tap and hold, and I would just do this, 7:30, and then I would write in whatever that appointment was for. All right, so that's all ready. So I'm going to lasso the whole thing, make sure you get all your ink, but you also want to make sure you don't grab your headers. So now I'm going to copy, paste, and paste. And if you don't want to do this, you can just use one and you can put it outside and then just use it for the whole row and not fill all of them in. I've done that. I've done both actually. So, but to me, the more of this that I get to do, the more relaxing it is, the more fun it is, the more color on my page, the more balanced it looks. So I tend to do this, and it only takes a few minutes to paste. One more. And you can see in a very short time, my week is really shaping up. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is I told you that I track down here. So I'm just going to show you how I track my hydration. I track a lot of things. I track my meals, how much I am posting to Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I track my meals. I track my exercise. I track my scripture that I read every day. So there's a lot that goes on down here, but for time's sake, I'm just going to show you how I do my hydration. For that, I am actually going to go to my Keynote. So to import my ink stickers, I'm going to go to my Dropbox, and I'm going to go where I know that my file is. And like I said, pretty much anything that you buy in the iStore is going to come in a PNG, a PDF, and a KEY, which is Keynote. And Keynote is what I want to use right now because I want to show you how that file works. All right, so let's see, where would that be? I think that's in stickers, in doodles, and set number 1. So what I want now is the key file, and that's right here. And this is how you're going to import the key files into your Keynote. You just tap it, and then when you see the preview, you're going to tap on your file icon, and you want to tap Open In. One of the first choices is going to be your Keynote. And so here it is. Now, I don't like to disturb the master file. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I need my water jug. So I'm just going to tap my water jug, copy, and then I'm going to tap the plus here to add an extra page, and then I'll just tap on the page and paste. And I want to make this bigger. Now, they come in black ink. All of the doodles are black ink, which is fine. Most doodles come that way, and most stamping that you do with doodles and planner stamps are in black. But I want to show you how you can change the color in this. That's the neat thing about having the key file. You have the PNG, which you can use, but it's only in black. You also have the PDF so that you can print it out and put it in your printable planner, your paper planner, or you can use the key file if you want to customize it further. So let me show you how that works. Make sure that your design is selected, and you'll know that because you'll see the blue square and handles around it. Tap the paintbrush, and like I said, we're in Keynote right now, and I'm going to go replace, and then it's going to bring up my camera roll. And I know that in my camera roll, I have the Whimsy collection, and the Whimsy collection comes with solid and, of course, like you saw, the diagonal stripe paper. I'm going to choose, let's see, I guess I'll go ahead and choose the purple. And now my water jug just changed to purple. And now it's ready for my planner. I'll just tap and copy. And then I'm just going to very quickly double tap on the home button so that I can open my planner back up. I'm going to zoom in down here, tap and paste. And now that's huge. So I'll just grab one of the handles and make it nice and small to where it fits like right into the lined area. And I like to have 8 of these in a day. So I'm going to copy and paste, paste, paste. So there's 4. And then I'll just lasso all 4, copy and paste. And now I'll just center. I guess I want to put them down here. So as I drink water throughout the day, I'll go to my highlighter up here, and let's say I will get my raspberry highlighter, and I'll just with the tip of my finger just tap on the water that I've already had. Something else you can do is if you want to leave, if you don't want to do these 8 jugs, you can just leave them as big as it was when you imported it. And you can do the same thing, tap on your highlighter, and then, as many water glasses or 8-ounce glasses that you had, you can just put the dots inside one jug. So it's up to you how you want to do that. Something else that I use my highlighter for is I like to put a dot over a day that's passed. Now, since this week starts where we're still in May, I won't have put any dots down today. But when I get to the end of the week, which is the 5th of June, this is what my calendar is going to look like. And that just helps me see what I've got left in the month and what's already passed in the month. So one more thing that I want to do is I want to cover up this notes area, or this word notes. So I'm going to go back over to Keynote, and I'm going to go into iDesign, and I want to get one of the shapes to cover that up. I think this will be cute to cover it up, but naturally I don't want it yellow, and I don't want to disturb my master file inside Keynote. So what I'm going to do is tap and hold to select it and copy, and then I'm going to go to one of my other presentations that I've been working in. So I can get a blank page, and I'll tap and hold and paste. And I'll just resize it so that I could work on it, because you could always make it smaller later. I'm going to tap the paintbrush and go to replace, and I'll go to my camera roll, and I'll go ahead and get that purple. And if you want to make this, if you want to change the size of the pattern, you'll just double tap, and you can move this slider. And I actually want the edges to be purple and not white, so it doesn't look like it's cut off. So that looks good to me. I'll say done, tap and hold, or tap, and then copy. Double tap the home button here quickly, and then tap and hold on my planner and paste. And then naturally this is big, so I'll just resize it. I'll size it down. And the last thing I want to do to this will be, I'll zoom in, and I'm just going to write out the word goals. Now it looks like my tip of my ink is a little thin, so I'm going to undo and make my tip bigger. that looks better. Okay, that looks better. All right, the last thing that I like to do when I'm decorating, and as you can see, this has only taken me maybe not even 30 minutes, and if I wasn't teaching it, it would go even faster. So the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to check the weather. I like to put the weather that is expected for each day, the highs and the lows, and then whether it's going to be sunny or cloudy, and I put that up here by the days. So in order to do that, on my iPad, I'm going to go to Safari, and I'm going to go to weather or AccuWeather saved, and I want to go to the 30th, and I see Monday the 30th is going to be 86 high, 62 low. So I'll real quick double tap, go back over here, and I'm going to zoom in. And I don't want my ink as thick as it was, so I'm going to do 86/62. And it also looks like it's going to be partly cloudy, partly sunny. So I'm going to go back to my keynote. And this time I want my weather stickers. And like I said, this is also another sticker product that comes in a PNG. So I could actually import the PNG and crop out the color that I want, but the only one that will match is the cloudy. And this is the one that I want, and it won't match. So I'm going to tap, copy, and I'm going to go to my workspace here and add a blank page, tap, and paste. And I'm going to replace that with a solid purple. And I could do black if I want to, or I can bring in another color. Another color that goes nice with lavender is yellow. But I'm going to leave it this color. I'll just tap, copy, tap, and paste. And this is huge, so I'm just going to make it smaller to fit in right here. We'll do one more day, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Now this looks pretty darn sunny to me, that Tuesday. So I'm going to just do full sun. We've got 85, 65. So I'll go over to Tuesday, zoom in, 85 high, and then I'm going to go over to Keynote, and oops, wrong one. And I want the sun. I'm going to add a blank page. And I usually save these. I don't delete them because you never know. You can save yourself some time not having to do this again. Of course, you can make them any color you want because you can replace the color over and over and over again to whatever color. I'm just centering this. I can see some yellow lines so that I get it right in the center. I'm going to tap the paintbrush again, replace. I'm going to go to where I know that my color palette collection is, and I'm going to continue to use the purple. Copy, double tap quickly on the home button, and press and hold and paste. And then of course resize. And I'll continue to do the weather for the rest of the week. But that's pretty much it. That's all the decorating that I'm going to do. Um, I will add some of my Twitter and Facebook and Instagram icons down here so that I can track how often I'm posting there. I'll also make out my grocery list inside my planner in my meal planning area here, and I'll put the meals that I'm going to prepare for each day. You know, some days are eating out, some days are leftovers, some days are just a salad. So I'll list those down here. This is all for tracking. So I do have a little more, but that's more of planning than decorating. So this is the decorating portion of my once a week 30 minutes, 45 minutes of planning. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you're inspired to decorate your week. Until the next video, bye.